I would never, ever consider selling someone a pen unless I first said, so tell me, how long have you been in the market for a pen? What type of pens have you used? I'm going to ask them questions. I'm going to qualify them. I want to find out what their needs are, what their beliefs are, what their values are, okay, what their hierarchy of values are, where their pain is. Now, you said, what's the pain of a pen? Well, okay, so the point is you're using a pen as an example, but for instance, of not being able to, your hand cramping up, the stupid ones, it's a freaking pen, right? But in the real world, when you have some important issues, right, people have pain associated with it. Here's the point. The way you get into rapport with people, this is the secret. The way you get into rapport is by asking questions to people. The more questions that you ask, and the more you let someone else speak versus you speaking, and when they're speaking, you're engaging in a very powerful technique of body language called active listening. So when someone else speaks, you're like, See, there's a way that people who really know how to influence and persuade, that really know how to close, that you get people to trust you and to like you, not because you're like, oh, that's a fish, oh my God, I go fishing too. For the fish, that's disingenuous, okay? It's the connection when someone, you know what rapport is? Two things. You care. They sense that you care about them, that you're not just there to make a sale. You're not just there to get a commission. Okay, that's number one. The second thing, you're just like them, meaning that you process the world the same way, you see things the same way. Not that you all go fishing, it's not that. So when you ask people questions, you can ask them as a grand inquisitor. So, how much you have in the bank? What pens do you use? What's your greatest pain right now? Or, what's your greatest pain right now? Like, what's real? And they sense there's a tonality and a body language you use that it goes to the unconscious mind. And they say, wow, this person really cares about me. By the time you ever even think about going into a sale, the sales can make the presentation. You should have asked enough questions about that person and listened enough and had enough of that energy going, That they say, wow, this person really, this is not just a salesman. This person cares that I get the outcome I want. That's how you get around that, is by being a great listener and not a great talker. The cliche of the highly educated, slick talker is the guy that goes, oh, here's my thing, and shows you all the, that's the cliche of that. Someone who really has been trained would never give that appearance off. They did the exact opposite. The other party do the talking, really, and I want to know what their needs are. I want to know where is their greatest pain? Like what really, at the end of the day, what keeps them up at night is a place this. If I know that, I'm 90% of the way. Now I can tailor my solution to meet those pain points and move them emotionally about those pain points. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfect.